Today I'm going to give you 5 kind of obscure reasons about why you should move to Bloomington or why you should love living in Bloomington. And I wanted to go outside of the standard reasons just because I think you need to know a little bit more about what you're getting into when you move to Bloomington. My name is Wendy Kohlmeier. I am a local realtor here in Bloomington, and I have lived here most of my life. So I like to provide a video every week about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and just living in Bloomington. So take this time right now to like and subscribe so you will not miss any of my videos. So the first thing would be the cultural vibrancy of Bloomington. Bloomington is known for its rich culture, and what you may or may not know is that we have a really broad artist community here. There's a lot of art galleries and music festivals. Now, Indiana University contributes to a lot of that, but there is more than just what Indiana University provides. Indiana University brings a lot of good entertainment to campus and Broadway shows, comedians. Jerry Seinfeld was just here, all kinds of entertainment. For a small town like Bloomington, you do get a lot of different things that you can enjoy. There is a lot of music that the city puts on in the summer at the different parks in town. There's also local clubs that bring in live bands every weekend, and you will find that in town or out of town by the lake. They have that as well. And you will also find just a lot of community-driven events. So there's always something to do on the weekends, and you will never be without that. Now, the other thing is there's more than just the city of Bloomington. Bloomington expands out, and we are surrounded by Hoosier National Forest. We have Lake Monroe, which is the state's largest man-made lake, and so there is so much to do if you are an outdoor enthusiast. You can kayak, you can ski, you can water ski in the winter, you can snow ski. You have to go out of town to do that. They have a place called Paoli, Indiana, and that's Paoli Peaks is there, and you can go snow skiing. Yes, it's not mountains, but it's pretty large, and it's really fun. You can go inner tubing there, snowboarding, whatever you want. So there's that. But Lake Monroe, which is 15 minutes outside of town, is just a nature lover's paradise, right? So there's all kinds of trails that you can go hiking on around. You can go hiking from the different campgrounds. On the east side of the lake, off of State Road 446, there's Paintown Campground, and it has many trails there, 4 and 5 miles long if you want, or they have easier trails. There's trails at Fairfax Beach. They just opened a couple new trails. In fact, they're so new I haven't been on them yet. So Fairfax State Recreation Area, which is 15 minutes from the south side of Bloomington to get there. There's just so much to do, and Hoosier National Forest is in the Charles C. Deem Wilderness area. There's just trails galore, and so if you like to hike, this is the place to be, right? And it's just right out of town. And then there's also Griffey Lake, which is just right by the Indiana University golf course, just right off of State Road 46 or the bypass. It's 5 minutes from campus, and there you can do paddle boarding or canoeing or kayaking, and they also have trails, and they've just expanded their trail system as well. So there's just a lot to do in nature here. We are a bicycle-friendly community, and we have a trail that goes from the north side of town to the south side of town. It's called the Beeline Trail, and then it connects with the Bloomington Rail Trail, which connects to the Limestone Greenway. And you can go through, that's 5 to 7 miles long if you took all 3 trails, and that's just, it's a nice rail trail system. So I think that is eventually going to connect going out towards Ellettsville, and they're going to extend it down to the south, down towards Bedford and then Mitchell as well. So that's going to be really nice to have. But if you like to commute around to work, let's say you work at Indiana University, they've made the streets so they have designated bike paths on them. So you can take your bike, and it's very bicycle friendly. Now, a lot of the streets that don't have the bicycle paths, you do have to be aware of cars. And that's one of the biggest things. I saw an accident on Indiana University's campus of somebody riding a scooter, and they did not even look, and they went from the right lane to make a left turn and turned out in front of traffic without even looking, and somebody coming the other way didn't have time to stop and hit the scooter. So you do have to be really aware, especially if you're a student, because the townspeople get a little irritated with the students because they say they don't pay attention to the cars, and the cars are having to dodge the students. So there's that you want to consider, but everybody has to be aware of each other, right? The bicyclists need to be aware of the cars need to be aware of the bicyclists. Now, we are a huge bicycle community, and they're making it more and more bike friendly because the roads are they're hard to get around on. We were a really small town, and we have grown. So there's that. But there are also a lot of places that you can go mountain biking around town as well. We are a mecca for foodies. So just in the downtown area, there were 100 restaurants. I don't know how many there are now because they go in and go out quickly. There are so many restaurants in Bloomington, and it's, there's some fast food, of course, but there's a lot of locally owned restaurants. And we have 4th Street downtown off Dunn Street, 4th and Dunn. That is all little bungalow houses that are all international flavors. So you can get Thai and Chinese, Japanese, anything that you can think of internationally, we have in Bloomington. So that's not all. We have steakhouses, and we have bars that have been around for a really long time that serve food, and really good, quaint spots. They're just perfect to bring the family or your kids, really take in the culture of Bloomington. So there's also the Runcible Spoon, which is on 6th Street, and it's in a little old house and serves great breakfast, but they also do other things as well. There's just the Village Deli has been here for 1,000,000 years, and there's farm-to-table restaurants like The Farm, and just any type of sushi you would want, or anything that you can think of, you can get here in Bloomington. You do not have to drive a long way to get your fix on barbecue or whatever you could be thinking. We've got it all. Another reason is we are like the festival capital. We have festivals in Bloomington, and they block off streets all the time to do it. We have Lotus World Music Festival every year, and we have the Handmade Market. That comes a couple times a year. Our farmers market downtown, once a month they have a handmade market right there. So that's really nice. You're gonna get just all kinds of artists and memorable things about Bloomington. Oh, we also have Garlic Fest, which is kind of unusual and fun. And it seems like every month there's a festival. I know this month, this January, we're having Freeze Fest, and that's kind of fun to go see. They bring in all these sculptures and artists for the ice, and they carve out really intricate designs, so that's kind of fun to go do. Bloomington always has something going on. So even though it's a small town, we're like 85,000 people, 45,000 of it's college students, and it's a really vibrant place that if you're looking for something to do, we definitely have it here. You know, if you want to get out of town and you want to go see big and or whatever, you can do that up in Indianapolis, because if we don't have it here, Indianapolis is going to have it. And Indianapolis is only an hour away, so you can zip up there and go to a big rock concert or go to more traditional restaurants like P.F. Chang's or different things that they have up in Indy. So I'm just saying that there are things to do here in Bloomington, and you don't have to feel like you are in this small itty bitty town and you don't have access to anything, because we do have a lot going on here, and it's really fun. There's a lot of resources for you to explore and find out all the things that there are to do. I will list them in the description below so you can check that out. But I also have some other videos that you want to check out at the end of this video that will further deepen your knowledge of Bloomington.